Well, I got to ask collectively, why didn't y'all just go indie?
That's what I'm saying. Like, all of these things were an option.
They were all being discussed.
They were all being discussed.
How you gonna go indie if two of them really need money? You
Where
need
you
some
think the
money.
Where you think the money is at in a situation where the brand is already built?
They didn't need the money?
So then the motivation is ridiculous
I'll tell
then.
you why. You notice he said to pour them talk.
Go loud, Kino.
You know he said to pour them talk. Wasn't no representation of none of those calls. Tony is my man. Tony is the dude that we did the first, one of the people we got the masters back from when he first got out of jail. I talk to Tony all the time. Tony never told me he put $1 million in the table. I talk to Crook all the time. Now, me and Royce was doing different business. We weren't talking as much at that time. They knew we wasn't really talking. Crook never told me. Actually, Crook said, I got $1 million for the group. If they don't take it, I'm done. But he never told me he was getting $1 million from a dude I introduced.
And he never told me that. He didn't present it to me and say, if y'all don't take it, I'm done.
Well, was there a reason he didn't do that?
He didn't
Conflicting stories.
Because it sounds
here,
like you don't have a good rapport with this guy.
I mean, listen, man. Like,
so if he'd have told you it was coming from this guy, your answer would have been
no.
So Tony,
the fact that it was coming through Tony, okay, that was something to know and to consider for what it is. You know what I mean? But it wouldn't have stopped me from doing it if we all decided that that's what we were gonna do.
But Joe and Tony don't fuck with each other.
Yeah, see?
So why would Joe get out of a shady deal and go fuck with somebody who
he don't fuck with?
For the same reason he don't rap, but he would rap with y'all?
Yeah, but I mean, but even in that scenario, when Crooked presented it to me, I told him I would go talk to Joe about it. And he said, all right. And when I went to talk to Joe about it, Joe said, listen, man, I'm open to discussing it. You know what I'm saying? And when we went back to them with that, Crooked was like, we want to know, okay, we want to know more about what he's offering. What is he offering besides, y'all are just hearing 200 a piece and y'all thinking to yourselves, damn, I could use that 200. Well, shit, so can I, bro. You don't think I like money? You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like, I like money too.
Right.
But I've also been on both sides of the fence. I've been on Joe's side of the fence where Joe, very late in his career, in his journey, he knows he was able to experience how it feels to reap the benefits of shit on the back end.
Right.
I've been on both sides. I've experienced reaping the benefits of monetarily on the back end, as well as just going into a situation, taking some shit out the front end and just moving on.
Never get nothing else.
See, what I find is when you move that way, a lot of times you're not really building anything. You're just money grabbing.
Yeah.
So sometimes when you're talking about scaling the brand, especially with the way the tech is evolving, more of these situations have to be long plays. And it's not just because we taking Joe's advice on it or they taking my advice on it. We all speaking from experience.
Right.
You know what I mean? So it's like at some point, people need money. Shit like people need money. We have to get to a point where that can't just be the only thing that we're considering when we're building something.
Right.
You know, sometimes all when you're building something important, you have to be open to taking risks. It comes with sacrifice.
And taking less. Sometimes you take less.
So, you know, and then, you know, but Joe was saying he's still open to doing it. It would be going against his better judgment, but he would need more information. Crooked wasn't trying to provide more information. Crook was just feeling the way that niggas was asking questions.
Did Crook, did Crook feel like Joe was being a diva?
Everything Joe do, Crook feel like he being a diva. You know what I'm saying? And Joe is easy to paint as a diva. But what about when you are being unreasonable? You know what I mean? What about when you're painting pictures? Listen, man, you don't have to use so much deception if what you're doing is a righteous move.
Right.
You don't have to. You threw a motherfucking grenade at a tent full of young kids that I was standing there. You know what I'm saying? Like knowing that if you threw that grenade, you may hit the tent, but I'm gonna catch some shrapnel. Right. What did I do to deserve that shrapnel? You know what I mean? Like, you clearly said the issue wasn't really with me, but you had to somehow insert me into the scenario as also the issue who wouldn't move without Joe
For justification.
make me look like I'm the puppy to the big dog.
Right.
Make me appear to be like the guy who's just like, I'm not moving unless Joe moves.
Right.
And, once again, Royce took Joe's side. These are Crook's words. This is verbatim what he said. And I'm like, took Joe's side? When the fuck was it ever a side? Like our
Because they wanted that money.
our natural guidelines that we have in place in terms of business decisions in slaughterhouse is one rule, and that's it has to be 3 people voting unanimously in order for us to make any decisions as it pertains to the group.
The worst thing ever did.
Why?
Because they never would disagree. So to move them as a group even, they never disagree with each other. If something needed to get done and he ain't feel comfortable, none of them feel comfortable. If Joe ain't feel comfortable, none of them feel comfortable. So they all had.
So with this,
So what's up? Now that's confusing because then how do we get here?
yeah, legally, let's put the moral part of it to the side. Just legally, just as an agreement that we had, just as business partners. Y'all kind of like breached our agreement, our moral agreement that we had by even going and taking it upon yourselves to announce the group being over. That's not even y'all decision to make. Y'all needed one more member to make that decision.
Right.
Y'all, why couldn't we get a text message? Why couldn't you just text me and say you was off the shit? Crook been off Slaughterhouse before. He said he was off Slaughterhouse plenty of times. Joe been off Slaughterhouse. Joe's publicly said he's off Slaughterhouse. It just so happened when Joe says it, it gets taken and internalized a different way by the people than when Crook says it, because Joe just has a more of a problematic history in people's minds.
Right.
And he's
So this
popular.
was just an opportunity for them to kind of like, I hate to say this, but play the victim.
Right.
There's no victim here. You're not sitting around. Okay, cool. So if it's marketing, just say that it's marketing. You know what I
No,
mean?
then it's not marketing.
But then it's not marketing.
Okay.
It's not marketing,
because it's
Royce.
the perception.
Yes,
Okay, cool.
they
It's the
can't tell you if they,
Okay, so-
they marketing for what we saw from the outside is they're marketing to try to sell the product, and they needed money.
Right. Okay.
Okay,
So
cool.
you take
Okay.
case in point. You look at Outkast, right? When Andre 3000 started dressing crazy, people was like, "Yo, what is he doing? He's bugging." Da, da, da,
I
da.
remember.
But in his mind, he's like, "I'm marketing. I'm selling us.
Yeah.
I'm sacrificing what y'all think of me publicly for the sake of the betterment of our situation."
So
And
you
that
think- so
didn't
you-
come out till later.
So you think you feel like I don't know if you're saying this, but are you saying that what
I'm
they
saying
did,
you
what
and
they
Joe
did was a
should
sacrifice
have teamed up
for
and
the
been like,
betterment of the group?
No,
now it's our
they
turn.
they
and then
sacrificed
y'all would
for
have
the
came back
betterment.
together like, now we're all back together.
How can we come back?
Everybody would have been like, oh
how
my
can we
God,
come back
this is
together
great.
if they announced that it's over?
Cause y'all can reconcile, Royce.
There's nobody's listening to that.
Realistically,
Come on,
bro,
Royce.
they
I didn't
announced
say-
it's
I didn't-
over,
I didn't-
and then y'all put you and Joe get together. It's not
Not
over
over.
yet.
Like,
It's
come
the
on,
whole
Royce.
movie.
The
My
saga
brother.
continues.
It's the saga.
My
It's the
brother.
whole movie.
My brother, hold on, Keno. Hold on, Keno. My brother, listen. Anything that y'all are saying,
and that's the issue.
Anything that y'all are saying is possible through communication.
Right.
That's all I'm saying. I'm not saying that wouldn't have been a possibility had it been done right. Shit, me and Lupe could have battled if it had been done right. Me and Mickey could have sparred if it had been done right.
Right.
All I ever asked was just don't disrespect me. You know what I'm saying? Like, include me in on what's going on. You know what I mean? Don't
Don't run the
blindside
game
me.
on me.
Yeah, don't blindside me. Paint me to look a certain way. Turn some fans against me and put it on me to be the most understanding motherfucker in the world and try to figure out how we can turn this into a better thing when you just basically set out to destroy it.
But Royce, you just told us when the show started, you gotta forgive some niggas,
I
right?
forgive
them.
And you gotta
Yeah.
move on, right?
But
and
what
we
I'm
can
saying-
come back to
but what I'm-
the
but what
These
I'm-
is your niggas.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is not to say that I don't forgive them. What I'm saying is not to say that I haven't moved on from it.
Well, what are
Y'all
you saying?
asked me where we stood,
All
and
right,
I
so-
said there were certain decisions that they made that put the business just where the business is. It is what it is.
Right.
Us as people, there's really nothing to reconcile. You know what I'm saying? Like, if we're in a relationship and you make a move where you know that you putting the relationship on the chopping block. You made a decision. I still forgive you. I still forgive you, but it's really nothing to reconcile at that point. We ain't beefing. We don't have no more business with one another. You really showed me how much respect for me that you have as a man.
Right.
And if you want to apologize for what you did, I'm willing to talk and accept your apology. Even apologize for whatever I did that made you feel like that you needed to approach me in this manner.
Yeah.
I just thought different of you. That's all. So anything that I ever express publicly, I'm not really that good at expressing these kinds of things publicly. So there's a lot of things that I said publicly in response to that I regret. I don't feel that I should have handled it that way. But I'm human too. I'm not always the greatest at giving grace the greatest way. Mm-hmm. When people do things as your family member to hurt you, it's really, really hard. It's really, really easy to forget all of the redeeming things about that person and all of the great times that person provided. I'm thankful for the great times that they provided to me. Right. I'm thankful for how sharp they had me lyrically over the years. I'm thankful for all of the energy and all of the hard work that they put in and saw the house over the years. Removed. Yeah, I'm disheartened by the way that it ended, and I just know that through communication, with the right communication, so many different variables could be considered. So many different things could have got done, and they just kind of put a halt to all of that, which in my opinion was over mostly personal feelings that they weren't willing to address, and they had every opportunity to address them.
Well, again, I feel like you're being hypocritical.
Why?
Because didn't you go through the same shit with M?
No. With what?
Didn't at some point you was dissing him? And you was dissing the group.
No,
D12
I had a falling out with D12, yeah.
Right.
I had it falling out with D12.
But of course, that affects
my
your
relationship with
M. Right.
Of course.
But y'all reconciled.
Yeah, we ended up reconciling later, yeah.
And then working again.
So Slaughterhouse and y'all could do the same motherfucking thing.
It
Y'all
might be a possibility already.
Royce. Yo, y'all could get over
It might
things.
be a possibility.
It's Hoffa, trapper turn smack rapper. Only smack rapper that you know is smack rappers. Got bars, I can hang with the backpackers. Trap star, I don't hang with the backpackers. I'm in the hood with the work, you heard. Making fiends leave earth, you heard. Got your baby mama thirst, you heard. Feel the flow, nigga, throw it in reverse. This the wave you need to surf, you heard.